So yeah, first thing would be, all right, who's cool? Tell me about a bit with yourself.
I am well. First off, I'm a father and a husband. That's definitely my most important roles. Um, Still learning how to be both, but
Yeah.
uh, I think I'm what am I? Hmm. I'm a business owner, but I wouldn't. I'm not a business owner because I just want to own businesses. I think I like helping people. I like creating community. I like bringing people together. I like seeing how people work together. So I think I'm like a natural networker, and just a connector. I connect people.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that's who I am.
You have that builder energy in you. Eh?
Yeah.
So tell me about your businesses. Like you already have four businesses. Like did you buy all those businesses, or you started with one or two and then bought? What's going on there?
So I started. Uh, no, I bought one.
Okay.
Started three. Uh, Looking at starting another and looking at
Wow.
buying into another.
Wow.
Right now. And so I started where I started
Hmm.
was just a online. My very first business was online, um like network marketing,
Okay.
uh where you're kind of the middleman.
Hmm.
There's a company and you're just moving their products for them.
Yeah.
um
Okay.
and I built a pretty decent business doing that.
Hmm.
And while building that company,
Mm.
I built all the skills to build a company, So I built that one, me and my wife,
Hmm.
we built that one uh pretty quickly, and to the size that I was able to leave my electrical job
Hmm.
and then start my boxing business.
Hmm.
So then I had these two businesses, and I was with the two, I was making more than I was as an electrician.
Yeah.
Um, and then from there, bought Sandstar,
Hmm.
started getting into clothing and marketing and
Yeah.
apparel and all that kind of stuff. And then from there, um, I got into speaking and
Hmm.
coaching on life, I guess, more than coaching boxing.
Hmm.
I still coach boxing, but now I'm able to go to communities and talk about mental health, about resilience, about building confidence. I get asked to come speak at conferences
Hmm.
and mental health conferences, and I just was at Credit Union Bank, asked
Hmm.
me to come speak at their retreat,
Nice.
and I've been able to develop that into a business as well. And it just keeps, I guess, growing.
Yeah.
uh and it's been fun, and I just had a lot of good mentors, you know kind of like um kind of similar to the trades, where you're learning while you're doing it,
Yeah.
and you have the people who are ahead of you teaching you.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I learned. I was never in school. I never took business. I never took
Hmm.
finance. I never took educate. Like, I just got around business owners and they taught me.
You learned being in that thing, right?
Yeah.
So tell me this. You started this boxing coaching, and to coach boxing, you thought, you have to train people on life as well, because that's also a big part of it. And then to do that, you started getting these, public speaking events and all, and now you're thinking to make that into a business line,
Yeah,
like coaching or consulting kind of stuff.
right.
You're awesome,
Yeah.
amazing. This is and
And and because I genuinely like helping people.
yeah,
And boxing,
mm,
I love boxing.
yeah,
It's my favorite thing to do is punch people.
yeah.
you know?
I know.
You know, it's a very small demographic.
Hmm.
I can only help so many people.
Yeah,
How many boxers do you know? Probably can count on one hand.
yeah,
You know? How many people do you know that are struggling with finances? That are just getting into business?
mm,
That are maybe their mental health isn't that great?
yeah,
All these other, maybe their marriage is rough. Maybe
yeah.
they're in a divorce and they're just going through it.
Mhm.
Um, so I felt like maybe I could open that up and help people where I can everywhere.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. So I think when you know about this, this thing that I'm trying to start, which is the academy, the Alt Academy, and it's just not a like a business ecosystem, because there are a lot of business groups in this city, right? Like TCU, West, Chambers, BNI. But what I'm trying to do is with this academy is kind of creating a repository and talking to such great minds like yours, and trying to get a sense of how you think, how you're building stuff, and eventually I plan to introduce courses. So do you think um, Saskatchewan as a whole need that kind of stuff? Will it be helpful, this accountability stuff?
Definitely. I think the more community, the better. You know, places where people can go and get help. Get feedback. Learn from people that are maybe ahead of them, or maybe people that are right in it
Yeah,
at the same level as them.
yeah,
And then also people that are below them,
yeah,
like so that they can learn how to coach and lead as
yeah.
well. But like that's literally how I learned everything, was from other people and
Hmm.
networking and getting around people who have done it already and who understand it. So yeah, like a network like that is
Yeah.
super powerful.
So you keep talking about community. Tell me your activities about this community. What are you doing and why you're doing, and what you see how it's going.
Well, even for Sandstar,
Hmm.
we're trying to build a community in Saskatchewan,
Hmm.
you know, where businesses can come here. If we can get it to grow to a place where now like we were talking about the relation transactions,
Yeah.
the more relationships we have, it just benefits everybody, right?
Hmm.
Because I look at similar companies in Alberta,
Mm,
where their population's way bigger,
mm,
Manitoba, and they're really working together as a community,
mm.
and they can lower their prices so much, right? Because they have so much coming in at a time.
Yeah.
We're still kind of definitely at that small business stage,
Mm,
but every time we get bigger, we can bring those prices down, which helps businesses grow,
mm,
businesses start for cheaper. And with boxing's all about community.
mm,
When you go to a gym, the community is such everybody's so different,
mhm,
but they kind of leave everything at the door. They come to box, they come to for this one purpose, to get better, to grow, to get stronger, to get faster.
mhm,
And it doesn't matter if this person's has a criminal past, and this person's a police officer, and this
mhm,
person's a teacher, and this person dropped out of school.
mhm,
It kind of gets left at the door. Um, and you get to learn about people without all that, you
mhm,
know? And then now this youth work that I'm doing out in communities,
mhm,
it's really cool to see, especially like I'm up north right now,
mm,
northern Manitoba, And to watch this isolated community, it's a fly-in community,
Mhm.
work together like I'm learning from them, how to do that kind of stuff, how to come together as a community and work together and find out who's strong where, who can help where, who can
Mhm.
do what. Um, so yeah, for me, community is huge, and that's where the thing you're trying to build
Mhm.
could be huge. It's like, okay, I'm lacking here,
Yeah.
but this person, he's the best at that thing.
Yeah.
Now we can help, and now there's maybe something that they're lacking in, and now we can just help each other out, right?
Do you do you see any kind of like different sense of business in the northern communities than what you see in this city?
There's not really business up in the northern communities. They don't really have. They have like one store,
Mhm.
so um it's more like they fish, they hunt, they
Got
have
it.
a community supper
Okay.
every week. There's a
Interesting.
couple, they do fishing derbies, they do hunting competitions to like put some competition behind it so that they can gather food
Yeah.
and they eat together. They dance, they have music, they just
Amazing.
do everything as a community. But business wise, there's no businesses up there. There's
Mhm.
just one store.
So, what should be the? What do you think? I mean, the best option. Like, do you want them to be there and like have the make the best of their resources, or do you want to invite them, and help them to grow beyond their community and grow their name and come to the cities, do businesses, or what exactly are you? What are your plans? What are you teaching?
Well, my plans are more for, when I go to those communities, it's less about business
Hmm.
and it's more about
Person, yeah.
fitness,
Hmm.
mental health, addictions,
Mm,
nutrition,
mm,
and just like building strong people, strong leaders,
yeah.
uh, just so that they have some resources to, if
Hmm.
they wanted to leave,
Hmm.
be strong, you know? The thing is, it's just, the lifestyle is just
So different. Yeah.
it's
So
so
tough.
different.
Yeah.
It's not even comparable.
Yeah.
Um, so to bring a life that they might not even value
Mm,
to them, if they wanted to like the reserve itself would have to build the businesses,
right.
you know? It would have to reach out
Yeah.
because just how it works up there, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just a difficult topic, I guess.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah.
Just got a couple of questions left. I'm gonna start talking about your new business, what you're planning to start. Maybe just throw some lights on that and just on your brain. How you okay your life. Okay, so tell me about your new business. What you're planning and why.
Well, so I guess hmm, yeah, I'm gonna start, since I've been speaking and being asked to speak and invited out, I realize that I do, I guess, have um I'm by no means like a guru or super experienced, but I do have, I guess, value um because people keep asking me to come speak
Yeah.
and share, and whether that's just my mentality or my mindset
Mm,
or business
mm,
or building relationships, people keep asking me to come share my thoughts, which tells me that they see something in me that's valuable, right?
for sure.
So that has kind of led me in the direction of creating a business around coaching, branding myself, so I can start giving back. I've even uh, started taking some leadership courses to
Hmm.
kind of learn
Hmm.
how to be a better leader, things like that. So that's kind of the route I'm going. Uh, I'm still gonna be boxing. I'm still
Yeah.
gonna be coaching boxing.
Mm.
But I think my main focus in the next little bit is gonna be just helping people.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome. And tell me about your retail business you mentioned the other day. You're trying to open something.
Uh well, I think we're talking about maybe the supplements.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Supplements. Yeah.
It's still at the very beginning stages.
Hmm.
Um Starting a supplement company.
But like,
Uh
what's your parameters? Like, why? When do you think? Okay, you know what? This is the signal that I want to start this business, and based on what decision, like you take a decision. Okay, I'm gonna do this.
so my very first business mentor, uh he was big on keeping your money with yourself.
Mm.
It gives you a lot of control
Yeah.
of where your money is going, where whether money that like you're spending or money that you're giving back. The more that you keep, the more you get to do with that
Yeah.
money. So my very first company was on we moved household products.
Hmm.
Anything that you found in your house. So
Hmm.
laundry detergent, soaps,
Yeah.
snacks, drinks, cleaners, the things that for one everybody uses,
Hmm.
toothpaste,
Hmm.
cologne, deodorant, like
Yeah.
the stuff everybody uses every single day
Mm.
that you find in someone's house,
Mm.
and stuff that's reusable. So it runs out.
Hmm.
So they have to buy more.
Hmm.
So the things that you go and you buy every month because they run out,
Consumables. Yeah.
consumables.
Yeah.
That's what. And then it was like, if you own the consumables that you're buying,
Mm.
now you're putting like every month you go, now you have this percentage of money that you're just putting into yourself
Hmm.
that you could be giving to Walmart. You could be giving to Save on Foods. You could be giving to the farm. Like now you get to keep this money, right?
Yeah.
And now you have this linear path of like saving your money.
Yeah.
So now for me, now that I have, and I think about scaling and investing, it's like I could invest in companies that are in a linear path of all my businesses,
Hmm.
you know, and things that I'm already putting money into. So like I'm already buying clothes.
Yeah.
So now I don't have to buy clothes anymore.
Mm.
You know? Now with boxing, there's like fitness, you know, I'm already buying supplements. I'm already buying these products. I'm already telling my boxers,
Hmm.
hey, make sure you're getting your
Get this.
protein, make sure, but now I can help them get that, you know? So it's like this industry I'm in, why not make a linear path? So it's like, not only can I help you, but I can also supply it, and just make it very easy for you.
Absolutely. So it's
Every
within the
step of it.
ecosystem, right?
Yeah, it's like owning a car dealership, but then also owning the garage, then
Yeah.
also owning the parts supplier, you know? It's like you got this linear path of all these things in the same line, you know?
You're in the perfect path, Cole. I mean, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Great, great. So my last question would be someone who's watching this video maybe today or maybe 2 years down the line. What would be your advice to any uh, newcomer in the business world in Saskatchewan?
I would really just figure out like where you're going first.
Mm,
Um, like figure out what you're doing it for, why you're doing it, where you want to be. You know, when people say, I want to do this, I always ask them, okay, what kind of lifestyle does that bring? And they never have an answer. Never have I ever met somebody who has given me the answer to that question.
mm,
Whether it's business wise or it's job
yeah.
wise. I want to be a lawyer. Oh, what kind of lifestyle does a lawyer have?
Mm,
I don't know. They make good money.
mm, mm,
And it's like, is that enough? You know, what's their divorce rate?
mm,
You know, are they depressed? Do they, you
yeah.
know, are they on addictions high in that? Like, let's figure out where we're going so we can build that blueprint.
Mm,
You know, I feel like you were saying, there's easier paths.
mm,
You know, there's things people do that it's that sweat equity.
yeah.
You know, it's not as valuable
Hmm.
as you think it is.
Mm,
Um, you know, sweat equity, like the value I see in it is that it gives you some skin in the game,
yeah,
you
for
know?
sure.
But that's about it.
That's about
Sometimes,
it. Yeah.
you know, there's easier paths, there's better paths, there's more efficient paths.
Mm,
And it's like if you can figure out where you're going,
mm,
now you can make a blueprint to get there,
yeah.
you know, not just like money wise, but
Yeah.
like lifestyle wise.
Absolutely.
You know, do you want to have a life where you get to hang out with your kids
Yeah.
every day? Or do you want a life where you don't get to see them ever?
Yeah.
You get home when they're in bed already
Mm,
and you're out the door before they wake up in the morning. You know, it's like, because you can build that too, if
yeah.
that's like,
Yeah.
you know, but like just figure out what you want. And then when you're getting advice, just look at the person who's giving you the advice. Uh, you know, there's that quote, show me your mentor and I'll show you your future.
Yeah.
And that's so true. It's
Hmm.
like, you know, I get so much advice from people just because of the networks I'm
Yeah.
in, you know, whether that's on real estate,
Yeah.
whether that's on stocks, whether that's on Bitcoin, whether
Hmm.
that's on, and if you're grinding, you're like treading water, I'm not taking your advice
Yeah.
because I do not want to grind and tread water.
Yeah.
If you're grinding, but like also like moving up,
Yeah.
that's different because you're just in this season of your life where you need to grind
Yeah.
sometimes, right? Which is totally fine.
Yeah.
But most people that give me advice, it's like, I just don't want that. You know, that's not the lifestyle I'm looking for.
Mm,
That's not what I want for my family. Um, especially when it comes to investing.
mm-hmm.
You know, uh, you know, the reason I invest in businesses mostly
Mm,
is because that's almost 50% of successful people, millionaires, billionaires,
yeah.
that's where their money is coming from. Private business equity.
Yeah.
More than real estate, more than stocks, more than anything. It's the highest private business equity. They buy a business, they build it up, they sell it. They buy a business, they build it up, they make it public. You know, like that's where the majority of money is going.
You speak my language. I love it.
Yeah. So I don't even know what your question was. I
No,
just
no,
started
no. That's
rambling,
fine. I mean, the
but
question was, yeah. I mean, like, what would be your advice to someone who's watching this video and who want to open up a business? But
yeah,
it's
figure out your
pretty
reason.
much on the point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
figure out your reason first and where you want to be
Yeah.
in detail. You know? Yeah,
Super.
right on, man.
All good. Perfect.